Sorry, folks. Oh, appreciate you, Ruiz, man. Yeah, I was stressed out when that happens. I think I was drawing too much power, and my internet source like needs a lot of power to give me the bars that it needs, unfortunately. So yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at. Appreciate you being back. Hopefully, people pop in here. I think I need a longer term solution for my internet issues. So if you're wondering why am I using this heat gun, I used a lot of beeswax in this mixture, and beeswax freezes at a high temperature. So what happened was the high concentration of beeswax made the mixture that I made a really fast to freeze, basically, and easy to freeze at a very high temperature. So I have to, in order to get it to liquefy, emulsify, basically, I have to heat it. There we go. We're getting back to where we should be. Heather, if you could jump on my Facebook and announce that I'm doing this stump table, there may be some people on that are interested. Had a couple new friends that are into woodwork. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. What we're doing right now is we are adding a beeswax and linseed oil coating to this stump to waterproof it and then treat it. We don't want to use anything toxic, so we're trying to stay away from toxic materials. You know, we got enough toxic stuff in everything we eat and drink, so we might as well try to use stuff that's non-toxic whenever possible. Well, what I was saying before I got cut off is that I have a bracket tournament bracket group that I started that I'm gonna post up on the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. All new folks. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, click that bell, join the Discord, drop a comment, check out my other videos. Oh, we got a horse flying here. I got it. I got it. He's gonna bite me, man. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side. Then I'm gonna attach these table legs. I might actually preheat the stump so that when the stuff goes on, it doesn't solidify. So what I was saying is I'm actually going to flip it over, and I might actually preheat the top of the stump so that when I put the stuff on, it doesn't immediately freeze. This is tricky because it's a heavy stump. What made me want to do this was looking at the top side. We have two different colors, but it'll probably have to be sanded again. I can do that with the legs on. So what I'm going to do now is grab that stuff. Bear with me for a second. And then I'm going to preheat the top and then dump some of that stuff on there. Appreciate it again, Daniel. Welcome back. Sorry about my issues. We're going to figure that stuff out. I was also saying this. I have a NCAA tournament men's tournament bracket group that I started on ESPN. I'm not paid by ESPN. I just thought some of you all like the bracket thing, so I'm going to put that up on the Discord. This stump table is kind of a side project because I know the bed was getting a little tiresome to some people. So we're just breaking it up with something different. Owen, welcome back. New viewer, Owen, new friend of the show. Owen, join the Discord too. We got a Discord, Dad's Workshop. I think the link is in there. That's where we chat off when in off hours. We did, man. Yesterday I got a piece of oak in my eye and it still hasn't exited my eye yet. I can feel it back there. And I had eye protection on too. Irony of that. It's ironic. It's a little dad humor. It's a little Dad's Workshop humor. I saw some open drain there where it hadn't sunk in. It's a pain in the butt, but this stuff makes a really great finish. So while I probably wouldn't put this much beeswax in it again, I definitely am sold. If I can find a way to thin it out easier besides using tremendous amounts of heat energy, which is what I'm doing now. The solvents don't thin it, they just freeze it up. So as soon as it hits those cold solvents, it freezes again. Seems like it's sinking in now. Let's see what it is. Let me sink in. Really brings the figure out too in the wood. And anybody can make a table like this. Just find yourself a stump. I have a video on how to make a routing jig, or you can use a planer, especially an electric planer. It's even easier. Not a surface planer. You can't run it through a surface planer. But you just get yourself a planer, a hand planer, and then an oscillating sander, and just work the stump until it's flat and thin enough for you to manage carrying around. And once you got your stump flat, then and you have to cure it first. So you want to give it some time out in the air, especially if you live in the South. You want to keep it outside, but you also want to keep it in a bag and burp the bag every so often. You don't want the stump to dry out too fast because then it'll crack in multiple places. Even if you don't dry it fast, it'll still probably crack because stumps crack. but you want to minimize that so you have a better surface, you know, a sexier looking surface basically. I'm gonna have to heat gun my coffee because I haven't taken a sip in a couple minutes. Heat gun the coffee. I want to heat gun my phone. Yeah, that's gonna be. I think something was living in there. You see the little air bubbles coming out? I don't think that's from the heat action unless somebody knows better than I do. Whatever is in there is probably not going to live much longer though. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It looks good. Let's let that settle for a second. Put my rag aside. Make sure if you use boiled linseed oil and a solvent that you take your rag and dispose of it properly or hang it outside of a building because linseed oil, when it dries, it can reach very, very high temperatures. It has an exothermic, basically an exothermic drying reaction. I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to take a rag and sop off what I had there on the top. Never mind, I'm not gonna do that. Alright, here's our black side, which we treated. Now we got some little lumps of wax, but we'll take care of those. We can do that with the heat gun. Some of it'll probably remain as it is because I'm not going to take a lot of time to do this. This particular stump I took from a large tree that was cut down by a power company and left to the side of the road for their disposal people to pick up. I saw that it was cut fairly straight, and I was like, all right, let me get that. And then I took a chainsaw and I trimmed it with a chainsaw. There's a guy that some of y'all watch his channel, he does chainsaw work. I like to do that too, but typically I don't do anything with chisel bits yet. I don't have a chisel blade for my chainsaw. Actually, my chainsaw's dead, so I got to get a new chainsaw anyways. But I do like to work with a chainsaw. It is one of my favorite tools. I usually keep 2 of them, but you know, times have been tough. Do one more circle around this thing. All right. Now for the fun part, I suppose, right? Heather says that when we were moving, and this is true, when we were moving me out of my last place here, we were filling the trailer, and I said, hey, wait a minute. And I went over and I schlepped this. This thing was like, man, it was probably like 100+ pounds when I originally got it. I brought it to North Carolina and I let it sit in kind of not in the sun. I put some wood stabilizer, green wood stabilizer called Pentacryl, which is it's a safe green wood stabilizer on it. And then I also added some other like some citrus solvent so that that stuff would sink in. And then I let it cure, and my son flattened out the top of it. So uh, after that, it sat there for another 6 months or so, and that's where we are right now. It's probably been around for a year and a half, hanging out, and it's been worked on and treated, and it's ready for its final act as a nice table. So here we go with the legs. Back it out just a little bit so you all can see me put the legs on. Mic check, mic check. Is it still staticky, Heather? Hairpin legs, you can get them from like Amazon. These are made in the USA, so I paid a little bit more for these because I wanted to get something that was made here in the country by workers that are paid a living wage for the work that they do. That's one of the things I try to live by. Very simple to put one of these together. A little more complicated when you want to make your own legs, which I did the very first time I did this. I made my own table legs, made it look like a little tree, you know. And also, if it's not level, there is some amount of adjustment that can be done by loosening screws on the hairpin legs to get it to where you want it to go. I don't tighten them in super tight. I also don't put 5 screws in. I have 5 screw holes. I usually put 3 in there, 1 on each corner, of the triangle. Can't tell which direction I should move this. Is it like this way a little bit? Can you all hear me? Mic check. The microphone is?
Yeah, that's why it breaks it up so much.
It's right here. Yeah, gotta have that daily smoothie, man. Make sure that you make that smoothie and put some spinach in there for me. If you put strawberry in there, it'll cancel out the spinach taste.
Right back. I'm putting these together.
I'm on internal mic now.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, my microphone ran out of charge, so now I'm on internal mic. I can actually see this wax sinking into the grain. So heating it, apparently with this thick wax, if you use a heat gun, it will help it absorb into the grain. Which is what you want. You want to max out on that and then wait a few days and then do it again. I should have probably waited a couple more days and do another coat. Yeah, before I moved in here, Miss Heather drank almost all almond milk. I got her back on regular milk again. Probably bad. You know. Yeah, it really works to heat gun it. It looks really good, in my opinion. Also, it's a conversation piece because some people will say, and then people can hate, but when one of these tables is sitting in a room, people really like it, and they will converse about it because it's unique. And so having a stump table, and this one's an oak one, so it has that really furrowed bark and stuff. It's kind of cool. I really like the red accent too. I feel like that helps sell the table a little bit. Not physically, because I'm not trying to sell the table. Though you can sell these if you make them, and they're good. They're flat. I've sold a couple. I made them out of walnut and pecan trees the last couple times I've done it. So yeah, there it is. And The legs are on and everything. The next thing I want to do is I want to show you all my bunk bed ladder. I haven't yet made a short about it, but if you check out my bunk bed ladder, I'll probably move it over here. Let me do this. I'll move it over here for a second. It's not going to sit here very well. I was really proud of this. I worked the sides and flush cut the dowels on it, right? So now the dowels are flush cut. If you saw my short yesterday. And then I also routed in a little handle because the first step is kind of far. So on each side, there's a little handle that a small child can grab. See if I could see the other one over there. I'm going to unclip this light. There's the other handle. So I got one handle on one side here. Boom, and one on the other because there's a big step from the bottom up. So a little one is going to want to grab something and they can't get their hands all the way around this, right? You can't get if you're little, you can't grab it all the way around. So you need something to grab. I was going to route all the way through, but I was worried about support for the piece. So I decided to go ahead and just route about, it's about a half an inch into it. And that's what I did. Obviously, if you watched the short yesterday, you'll see the gluing up process that I did. I went through and each one has a mortise, a tenon, and then a dowel in the middle of it. And that's what gives it stability. It's really a sturdy ladder. I'm really proud of it. I sanded it down today so it doesn't give you splinters. Things like that. So Daniel, how's is this a diet that you're on with the smoothie? Is that like for dinner? Is that how you're substituting for dinner now? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna put the phone back on the tripod and talk to y'all for a couple minutes, move the stump down. Wherever I put the tripod, there it goes. Spinach and banana all the time. Other ingredients optional. Today I'm adding oats, blueberries, almond milk, and a couple ice cubes. Who else was in the chat today? I got Daniel. I had Ruiz, but he may have been booted or something. Owen, welcome to Owen. I want to say a shout out to Owen. Also had another subscriber. He may have already unsubscribed by now, but if I eat lunch, I skip dinner. Yeah, I understand. So you're on that what they call it, the fasting thing, intermittent fasting. I do things intermittently, but it's not usually fast. I'm an intermittent eater. I'm quite intermittent. Yep. I can't skip meals very well. I can skip lunch sometimes, but I gotta eat or I won't be able to go to sleep. Just won't be able to go to sleep. When your stomach is empty and your mind is full, it's hard to sleep. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, doing little things, man. Take a little thing out of your box, put something good back in. That's always a good procedure to have. Everything in moderation, you know. If you're going to be a health conscious person, probably not talking about it all the time around people. Not talking about you, but if you're a health nut, that's probably what turns people off because you're always talking about it. You can never let go and let loose and have a good time. But making yourself a smoothie every day is a good option. Yeah, you seem to me the type that would write procedures, Daniel. Definitely. Yeah, with my mic being gone, it kind of is difficult. I like to have my microphone. I don't know how the sound's coming out right now. Let me move this stump off the workbench while you all type more stuff. Man, this thing is still really heavy. It's choppy but understandable. Oh, the GoFundMe link? Um, Hold on one second. I'm gonna see if it's on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop my viewing of the. Oh, it's not on here. Hold on now. It's not. It's in my Facebook, Heather. Go to my Facebook real quick and copy that link for me. It's on my Facebook. Drop that link if you could. Yeah, that'd be appreciated because yeah, Daniel asked about it, so I want to make sure that I have it on there. I was looking at this other channel today. I mean, he's been on here for like 5 years, but he has merch on. He's like a knife maker. Probably a couple of y'all have watched him. I can't remember his actual channel name. I would plug it if I could remember it right now. So like, here's a live of this person is like making a box out of foam. Yeah, but it's not like actually live. Looks like it's been edited. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got to go back and edit so much material to edit 100 live streams. I don't have access to. I don't actually access my Facebook on my phone, so I'm trying to have Miss Heather do it, but she's probably busy adding it right now. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I don't have it probably, so I'm gonna try, but it's in probably my email. email they sent me doesn't have the link to my actual GoFundMe here. So let me see if that one, if it's in a different one. It looks like Miss Heather is getting in the verification code right now. Yes, here it is. I'm texting it to you. Yeah, like my videos are usually, Daniel, I don't know if you ever watch my shorts, but my shorts are usually very compressed um, and very like wrapped up, and that's why the live stream is more of a way to like unwrap all of those ideas that you see. Sometimes I don't even talk in the shorts; they're just completely visual. Yeah, yeah, and I that's those are great ideas. I think that maybe I've made butcher blocks too, and I make them out of, you can make them out of pine. They can be very good. Uh, but definitely, I bet there's probably some people on YouTube maybe better experts on which hardwoods to use. But woods are very expensive. The lumber for this bed was, you know, $500-600. Imagine if that was all walnut. Like, imagine if I got all the lumber that I used for this bed, which was conventional lumber. Imagine if I used all hardwood for that. First of all, it would be so heavy. It'd be incredibly heavy. People don't usually build things structurally out of hardwood except for timber frame houses. But also imagine the cost per board foot that I would be paying for that kind of wood. It would be almost ridiculous. I mean, unless you sawyerd your own wood, which I would love to do, getting boards of your, even having somebody cut them for you, a sawyer cut them for you, would be incredibly expensive. Just to touch on that subject of which woods, etc. You see me working with a lot of pine because it's the most pine, spruce, and fir are the most accessible woods, and they're very structurally sound. Great, Daniel. The GoFundMe link is in my channel links now. It should have been before, but yeah, I have a little short video too that I used to send out about supporting this channel because it's educational, and we do woodwork. So you know, I of course appreciate any support that you can give. I'm doing a pledge drive right now. This is a pledge drive. We're pausing to answer phones. Good, somebody gave me back the like that somebody took away. Appreciate that. I do appreciate each and every one of you. It is Wednesday, so it is my last day this week. Next week, we may be trying something different. If it's not starting later, it's going to be going a little bit later because it seems like some of my audience is not in until later. I think Ruiz is in Texas. I can't remember where you are, Daniel. But you all, it's already a little bit early for like Ruiz. If I recall correctly, he's in, out there. So for some people, it probably wouldn't hurt to go back an hour. I'll put it in my Discord what I decide to do. Appreciate everybody being here. Any support that we could get, we appreciate. We don't expect anything from you, but we do appreciate it very, very much. But your presence is your presence. So shout out Daniel. Shout out Ruiz, who came back after the live went down. Shout out Owen. I had a couple other guys pop into the first version of this live stream. Shout out to those guys. I really appreciate it, each and every one of you. Make sure that you drop a comment. Check out the short that I just made. I was really proud of the short I made yesterday. Check it out. I was very happy with how it came out. You know, I feel like my style is getting refined on those. So check that short out. You know, of course, donate. My GoFundMe link is in my links. And yeah, Daniel's in Texas. Yeah. Yeah, you are an idea guy, Daniel. So let me take those into account. We got hold on. You said it down here. Somebody said it. Yeah, short live, 5 to 15 minutes, small facts, origin of a tool, what year, country was made in. I'll take a look at that, man. Since you're a regular, you're a very big supporter of the show. I will investigate making a video like that, and I'll run it by you first and see kind of whether you that's what you want to hear about, and I'll do the work on it. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, Daniel, Ruiz, everyone else that's in there. Make sure if you're new, click that subscribe button. Appreciate everybody being here, and I love you all, and I will see you all next Monday. This is Dad's Workshop, and I'm out of here.